This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Cindy Johnson, and she's here today to talk about Huron Humane Society. Good morning, Cindy.
Good morning, Nancy. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for being here. And our guest, Michael Blewett, who's next, said he's looking for a dog, and we told him to make sure he comes to the shelter first.
We're going to become best friends.
I think you are. And you don't really have any little dogs right now, but that can be subject to change on a daily basis.
On a daily basis. You never know what's going to come through our doors.
So come in, just check out the animals, see which one speaks to you, and they all will speak to you, I'll guarantee you. It's when I go in, I go like this because I would take every one of them home, and it's really hard.
And if I could, I'd like to highlight two animals today.
Oh, yes, please.
We have Murphy, and we had two Murphys. One was a girl Murphy, one was a boy Murphy, so it was kind of confusing. Girl Murphy has been adopted, but boy Murphy is still there.
Okay.
And he's about 2.5 years old. He's a lab mix. He's probably about 45, 50 pounds. The staff recommends that he go to a home where he's the only pet.
Okay.
My interactions with Murphy have been positive. He's a good boy. He sits for his treats. He takes them nicely, but I have not seen him interact with other dogs, so they would know better than I. But he is a sweetheart.
Yeah, lab mixes usually are.
Yeah, he's just a sweetheart. And then we have a cat at the shelter. If you go to the shelter, she'll meet you at the door. Her name's Flicka.
Okay.
She's a small cat. She's a tan and white little tabby, but she has two deformed paws, one in the front, one in the back. So when she walks, you would think that she hurt her leg or something's wrong with her. But there's nothing wrong with her. She loves pets and cuddles, and she'll run right up to the door to meet anyone who comes in. She's about 7 years old, so if you're looking for a small, friendly cat, you might want to stop out of the shelter and see Flicka.
So what would it take to adopt one of those animals?
It would just take filling out an application. Flicka would be a $50 adoption fee. Murphy is $75. Since Murphy is 75, he has to be fixed. I mean, he is fixed. So otherwise, it would be more than that.
Okay.
But it's as simple as that. And staff will review the applications, and if they think that you're a right fit for the animal, you will take home an animal.
Okay, and to do all the wonderful things that happen out here on Humane Society, fundraisers are necessary.
Fundraisers are necessary.
So hold up your poster there for a bit and hold it to one of these cameras here. And this is the premier event that you do every year, the most important fundraiser that you do every year. Vital that it's successful for the success of the shelter.
That is true. This is the fundraiser that helps keep our doors open year-round. This goes to operating costs at the Huron Humane Society, and this year we have switched it up a bit. We have changed venues. We will be at the Fletcher Street Depot. It is going to be catered by As You Wish. We're having heavy hors d'oeuvres, and her hors d'oeuvre menu is spectacular.
Yes, it is.
It's nothing like you've ever had. So you won't go away hungry.
Okay.
Tickets are $45. This year we're being sponsored by Lafarge and Alpena Agency.
See that.
And the silent auction is being sponsored by the Bay Athletic Club. So we look forward to working with them. This is going to be a great event. It's a Roaring 20s theme this year. So we're encouraging people to dress up because we will have a costume contest. So just to add a little flavor to it. So if you have a costume or want to get a costume, come on down and enter into the contest. And
it's called The Great Gatsby.
The Great Gatsby, a play on The Great Gatsby, yeah. We've worked hard this year. We have, this year it's going to be a little bit different because the venue is so much bigger than we've ever had in the past. It will allow people to mingle more. So we're cutting down on the amount of reserved tables that we usually provide. We're going to have about 10 reserved tables, so if you want to reserve one, and we have some that have already gone, and there's 8 to a table, get a hold of a board member. Tickets are on sale at Neiman's, As You Wish, WATZ. We have them at the shelter, and Marketplace is selling tickets for us. So if you buy 8 tickets and want to reserve a table, send me through Facebook or call me a message and we'll get a table reserved. Otherwise, we're having bar tables, lounge areas, lots of mingling and fun to be had that night.
And the date is Saturday, March 10th, and it starts at 5:30.
5:30, and we also have live music this year.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. So, and that'll be throughout. We have a live auction. Kevin Burr will be our auctioneer again. We're going to try to cut down on the number of items in the live auction.
Okay.
Tends to drag the evening out.
It does.
So we're shifting some of those to the silent auction.
Perfect.
So there'll be some bigger ticket items that are in the silent auction, and just to switch it up. So
Now, we only have a couple of minutes left, so
Yes.
why don't you give me an idea of a couple of the auction items?
Well, Mike Kondrarsky this year is doing 2 homemade dog houses. So
Wow.
you know Mike, he built the bridge.
Yes.
You can imagine how fantastic those will be. We'll have a grill package that Susan Weeks and her husband are donating again. Let me look at my list. Some of the other people who are donating Marketplace, Joel Rappin has some beautiful prints he gave us.
Okay.
And I haven't seen, but Natalie sent me a message this morning that somebody else dropped off a couple of paintings that are fantastic. So I can't wait to see
all
those. And
right.
when I see them and get the name out, we'll start telling people about those. But Noah has donated, Mary Beth Stutzman, Massage Works, Worldwide Travel, Alpena Chamber of Commerce has given. So
So something for everyone.
something for everyone.
And I just want to quickly bring up, there's some miscommunications out there about the Retail's Boutique, so I want you to tell me about that.
The board decided Retail's Boutique, it costs a lot of money to keep the storefront open. We decided to close the storefront. We'll open the store one more time after the gala, have
Okay.
a final sale. And then we're going to work on doing pop-ups. So throughout the year, Marketplace will pop up at places. It should be fun, exciting, and instead of people coming to us, we're going to be coming to them. We'll partner with other businesses. We're hoping, and we just started investigating this, but we're hoping our first pop-up will be at Art on the Bay, if that's
Perfect.
possible. So it'll be different all the time, depending on what was donated, what was upcycled. We think it'll be fun and exciting, and pop-ups are all the rage across the country right now, so why not try it here?
Okay, so a phone number for someone to reach you, or what's the best way to find out about the gala?
The gala, you can have my phone number. It's 916-5190.
Okay.
Or shoot me a message through Facebook, email me.
Stop by the shelter, call the
Stop by the
shelter.
shelter, call WATZ. Mary works
Okay.
at WATZ. They have all the info, so
Okay.
yes.
Thank you very much for
Thank you
being here,
so
and I'll look
much.
forward to hearing about the wonderful success.
Thank you.
Thank
you
you.
for having me.
I'll be right back with Michael Blewett and Amy Fuller following these messages. Hi, welcome back. As promised, my last two guests are Amy Fuller and Michael Blewett, and they're both from NEMSCA, and we're here today to talk about the RSVP program. Good morning and welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Thanks, Nancy.
Thanks for being here, Michael. So what do the initials RSVP stand for?
RSVP stands for the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program. This is under the umbrella of NEMSCA.
Okay. So what's the history of the RSVP program?
RSVP was founded a little over 45 years ago after some studies came out that showed that individuals who were above 60 benefited greatly as far as living longer and having better health benefits if they were actively volunteering. And then over the course of the last 45 years, the program has grown to just under 300,000 volunteers
Wow.
across the nation. And we at NEMSCA have had RSVP for over 15 years, but it was just in Crawford and Roscommon counties until recently. We just expanded this year into Alpena.
And you know, when I think of people that are my age, I think of the wealth of experience, the knowledge, the time on their hands, all of those wonderful things that they have that they could impart to the program.
Exactly. We try to meet with people and learn about just like you said, the skills and experiences that they can bring to the table, and then we match them with nonprofits or agencies that are looking for volunteers.
Okay, so Michael, what would a reason be that someone would want to come and volunteer?
Oh my gosh. Amy just said about the physical benefits.
Okay.
Just living longer, but not just living longer, but living better. Studies are now coming out about the benefits of helping others and what that does for us, especially in fighting things like organic brain disease, Alzheimer's, dementia, anything like that. That increased getting out there, the socialization, just getting up and around and moving again. Incredible health benefits to that. Plus, it just makes the community so much stronger. I was giving a presentation yesterday I won't say necessarily where, but
Okay.
with some seniors. And I said, Alpena is somebody said, well, what do we have to offer? We're an aging community. And I said, that's not a liability. That's treasure to be
Yes,
mined. So we want to mine that treasure, get all of that life experience, the knowledge, the love and the care. Whether it's working with kids in a classroom that may or may not even have a grandparent, to maybe rolling up silverware in napkins for a food pantry. It can be pretty much anything. That's the beauty of this program, is I think the breadth and the creativity that it offers.
Nothing's better than feeling good about yourself at the end of the day, because you've helped someone or you've paid it forward. And especially someone who's maybe alone and their family doesn't live here. I mean, wow, this could fill up some good evenings.
Oh yeah, evenings, mornings, afternoons. And one of the great things about our program is that the requirements of time are all over the map. I mean, it could be one event that somebody likes to do once a year, or somebody might want to volunteer 4 or 5 days a week for 3 or 4 hours. It really spans the gamut. So whether you've got 1 hour a year to give, or whether you've got 5 hours a day to give, there's a place for you in RSVP.
So Amy, what are the eligibility requirements?
Anyone 55 and above can join RSVP. We do a background check, and they just have to be willing to volunteer at least once a year. So lots of people should fit that.
Okay, so there's no income guidelines, nothing like that?
There's not, Nancy, and I've worked also with the foster grandparents and the senior companions, as you know, both under the same umbrella of Senior Corps.
Okay.
And those two programs do have an income requirement. RSVP does not.
Okay.
So anyone of any income, as long as you're 55 or better, we don't say or older or better, then you probably qualify. Yeah.
Okay, so give me an idea of some opportunities that there would be locally.
Oh my gosh. Do you want to start?
Yes, we have tons of fun opportunities. One of the things that we are trying to find are volunteers who'd be willing to take people to doctor's appointments.
Okay.
So some non-emergency medical transportation would be great. We have opportunities with the schools, helping mentor children, read to children. We recently were able to pair a retired engineer with a STEM classroom. Wow. Yeah, he was really excited. They have all sorts of fun technology he gets to use with the kids. What else can you...
Oh, goodness. One of the terrible things, and really coming to light, especially now in our culture, are physical abuse. Sexual abuse. Not a fun thing to talk about or a comfortable thing to talk about, but we have a great organization called Hope Shores Alliance that we are partnering with in several counties now, and we're just about to place our first volunteer with them, just doing some behind the scenes stuff. It doesn't mean they have to go and accompany somebody to court. They can do some behind the scenes stuff in the office. The Boys and Girls Club of Alpena. Oh gosh, what are a couple of other ones that we've been working on?
Start. We love some volunteers to work with the wee
yes.
little ones.
That'd be fun.
St. Vincent de Paul has opportunities in their thrift shop and with their food pantry. NEMSCA has opportunities with their client services.
Yes, and I know here on Humane Society.
Yes.
Yeah, we will be looking to sign them on as a station. So, and the great thing is, Nancy, it doesn't have to be about just getting new volunteers to supply to organizations. This can be organizations that have volunteers. One of the benefits, sometimes we ask, what's in it for me? And that's not a bad question to ask. Yes, you're giving of your time and your energy and your talents, but what we can provide also are a little bit of mileage. Maybe you're driving 20 miles to come volunteer. Well, that adds up over time, and there's a cost to that. That might make the difference for some people of whether they can volunteer or not. We can help reimburse them for that commute. Also give them a little bit of excess insurance. Say you're on the road to volunteer and God forbid you hit one of the many hundreds of thousands of deers that are running around. Maybe this will help cover some of that deductible. So there is some benefit. We do some recognition event, a recognition event every year for all of our volunteers. That's a lot of fun. So there's great, what's in it for me? Well, there's benefit to you as well.
Okay, how do we get in touch with you?
You can get a hold of us at NEMSCA. If you can't write down the number right now, just call NEMSCA and ask for volunteer services and say that RS whatever program, RSVP, RSVP for RSVP. But if you do have something to write down number with, it's 989, this gets me directly, 989-358-4637.
Okay. Well, I want to thank both of you very much for being here and for my wonderful vest. I will wear it with pride. Thank you so very much. And I'll look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thanks for having
Nancy.
us.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMaster's following these messages.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster, president of Alpena Community College, and I'm pleased to have as our guest this morning Darren Leitner, Program Center Manager, Northwood University. Welcome, Darren.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure. Many folks may not know that Northwood University has an operation here in Alpena on the campus of ACC. And Darren, why don't you tell the folks a little bit more about that?
Sure. Northwood University has had a presence at Alpena Community College for about 12 years, and we've helped about 150 area students earn their bachelor's degrees in business-related fields. And we currently have about 50 students in the Alpena Center program. We run classes on the ground and online, both, and the majority of our students start out with classes at Alpena Community College, and many of them are dual enrolled in both colleges at the same time. They might take a couple classes at ACC and a couple classes with Northwood, and they can earn lots of credits at Alpena Community College and transfer those into Northwood.
That is wonderful. No, Northwood credential. Northwood has a reputation of being a very applied and incredible business school.
Absolutely. Fully accredited school. My son Thomas actually graduated from Northwood in 2016. He went to the traditional campus and had lots of job opportunities, luckily, and that's pretty common with our graduates. They typically have lots of job opportunities, particularly if they're willing to relocate, but even in the Alpena area there are quite a few jobs available for people who major in our two most popular majors, which are management and accounting.
So you and I had talked before we started about something called a 3+1. Why don't you share with the viewers what that is? It's a pretty, in my view, it's a very enticing alternative.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for people in the area to earn a bachelor's degree locally without having to uproot themselves or their families and move to a different area. Students in the Alpena area can take the equivalent of 3 years of classes at Alpena Community College and 1 year through Northwood University and earn at least 31 Northwood credits to gain residency with Northwood and earn the bachelor's degree through Northwood University. And again, students can do that by taking a combination of Alpena Community College classes, Northwood classes, online classes, or on-the-ground classes, whatever best suits their personal schedules and situations.
Wonderful. So a Northwood student could potentially get up to 90 hours of ACC coursework, match that with 1 year or 30 hours of Northwood coursework, and graduate with a bachelor's degree.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And we offer quite a few classes in the summer as well. So the majority of our students continue through the summer. Some take the summer off, but if they're looking to complete their degrees sooner rather than later, they can certainly take classes in the summer, and there's financial aid opportunities in the summer as well.
There is. So tell me a little bit more about, are the classes offered, you had referenced online, do those originate out of Midland?
Some originate out of Midland. Others, we have instructors that are all across the state, and some that are in Florida, some in California. It just depends on where our adjunct faculty happen to be located. But we have students also that are all over Michigan and all over the country, even outside the country, and can participate in those online classes. And that's another really good flexibility of the program. If they're involved in online classes, that they don't necessarily have to be in the Alpena area to do that. They can, if they need to move or want to move or travel, they can work on their classes anywhere they have an internet connection.
Very good. You know, beyond the convenience of being able to do it at home or where you have an internet connection, which you say where the students coming from around the nation and maybe around the world would provide, I think, a different type of classroom and maybe a more diverse classroom than you would get in an on-ground course.
Right, right. And we do offer on-the-ground classes, our upper-level management classes and upper-level accounting courses, along with there's a finance class and a philosophy course that all of our students are required to take, and we offer those on the ground on a 2-year rotation. So depending on when a student jumps into our program, they can get into that rotation of on-the-ground classes as well.
Do your semesters run 15 weeks like ours?
Our semesters run 15 or 16 weeks. Most of our classes run in 8-week sessions. So the nice thing about a working adult who jumps into our adult degree program, they could take 12 credits and be full-time in a semester, but only have 2 classes typically going on at any given time. So they might take 2 classes in the first 8-week session. So this semester from January until March have 2 classes going on. Those classes end in March. They have a spring break, and then 2 more classes start in March and end in May. So
and this helps them out in terms of financial aid?
It does. 12 credits is the minimum to be considered full-time for financial aid purposes. And it's also just kind of a good course load. Having 2 courses at a time is we have found is a really good number for working adults who have families and don't necessarily want to balance 4 or 5 classes at a time. They just work on 2 at a time, and it's a good setup.
Well, Darren, we have about 1 minute left. You know, a lot of questions come to my mind. One I just have to ask, what's the ratio roughly between working adults and, you know, traditional age students in your programs?
We're nearly 100% working age or working adults. We have some students. We're a military-friendly university, and I have some students who are working on a GI Bill, and they may not be working, but they're working really hard at completing their degrees.
Well, thank you. That's very interesting. Thank you for coming out. We appreciate it. We appreciate the opportunity that Northwood provides. You're the only college we have in our university center. We appreciate your loyalty. So thank you folks for watching Talk of the Town. We'll see you again next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your host, Nancy Smitham and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.